Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for April 2026. And what we've got for you right now is one single solitary solo match in the top 8 between Pixelandy and Danv, two former Masters champions. Gonna battle it out to see who takes on Alex T in the semi-finals. So, yeah, that should be pretty exciting. Of course, that Alex T versus whoever match is not going to happen now. Thanks for the sub, Commodore Friday, but, you know, we'll get to it, and we're making good time. So today is Thursday, and coming up on Saturday, we will determine the last of our 4 semifinalists. It will be SV versus Critical Lapis in the round of 16. And the winner will take on Sidnev, who is already there in the top 8. And that will round out our semifinalists, so make sure to join us also on Saturday. That is in the afternoon here in Texas, 4 p.m. Texas time. So 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 5 is 21. So 21 UTC. That is when that is going to take place. But for now, it will be Pixelandy versus Danv. Just want to remind the players that this is a best of 5. So the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through. Level 39 super kill screen should be turned on. Of course, we play with an uncapped score. No max outs here. Same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Players should not receive any advice while they are playing a game, and they should also not pause while they are playing a game. If you do experience tech issues, just keep playing. So things like internet or your computer or OBS or your camera or your capture or your CRT or whatever, just keep playing. I will sort it out. Okay, good. The winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which, yeah, it's getting a little concerning because, you know, we've made some progress, and certainly our last stream, we made really good progress thanks to some big contributions from several of you. But we're looking to get to $2,000 so we can pay our top 8. Right now, we're just paying our top 4. So we love to pay our top 8 so we can pay, you know, a big chunk of the player pool so they feel like, okay, yeah, it's worth it to play this month. Right? Like, you know, I can sign up for the tournament. Even if I only win a couple matches, I can get a prize. So it's great to lure the players back. And we can do that by paying the top 8. Use that Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. I'll bring up some links. The one that says Masters event, that is the one, or Masters April, that is the one. Click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner of that page is where you will see a button that says log in. Click on that button to log in, which you can do with your existing Twitch or YouTube or Discord account once you're in. Look on the right side of the screen. There's a button. It says contribute. It's colored like mustard. It's delicious. Click on it. And then from there, you can enter an amount and a payment method and confirm it and feel good that you did something to support something that you like. Another way to support something that you like, hopefully, is to go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris, make an ongoing pledge to support, keep this channel going. Just like the people on this slide have done, people like Scott Gray, Jane the Window, K9 Attacking Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal, Junior, Troy Dan, Kim M, Cat Kid, Javanti, Jason, Sunny, and Mila. And you can find other ways to support us as well using that support command. Thank you to everybody who's supporting us over on Patreon and anywhere else, and everybody else on this slide as well. At that link, yeah, you'll find those other ways. And if you want to make a recurring contribution similar to Patreon, but you don't like Patreon, that's fine. You can do it on Streamlabs or PayPal. And there's some ways to make a one-time contribution as well. And if you are on YouTube, you can do a super chat or a sticker. You can join the channel as a member. You can gift a channel membership. Over on Twitch, you can contribute bits. You can subscribe to the channel. You can gift a subscription to the channel. You can gift everyone in the chat a subscription. Apparently, that is a new button. So, yeah, somebody click on that. Why not? I think it says gift them all or something like that. Yeah, do it. Why not? Because it's expensive. That's why. But, you know, if you do want to help us, certainly do one of those things. Also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you do get an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime gaming subscription to grant to the streamer of your choice on a monthly basis, but it is use it or lose it. You cannot save or stack them. They do not renew, by the way. You cannot just do it once and then have it recur. You have to choose it. You have to be agentic every single month. So consider doing that, but don't lose it. Use it on us. We're going to bring over our players. We'll get them all lined up and sorted and whatever else we need to do. Refresh them. Look at him. Danv is there. He's backwards. We're going to unbackwardify him. What's up, N-Dog? Ready? Here we go. All right. He is unbackwards. There's only one Dan Vinky. There are 0 Dan Vinkies. This dude sleeps on Tetris. He lives Tetris, both waking and asleep. Living that Tetris life. So let's get both these players refreshed and let's make sure they're lined up. Walking along, singing a song, walking in a Vinky Wonderland. All right. Why am I flipped for no reason? That's all right. Don't unflip it. I don't know. No idea. Were you like Tetris friendlies or wars or something where they flipped you and you unflipped, or they didn't flip you, or I don't know. Doesn't matter. I got it lined up. Yeah, music's a little low. Now it's a little high. Now it's just right. All right, well, that music is about to hit the piece music. You got 1:30 seconds. Oh my God, there's an Andy sighting. What is happening? He is alive. Oh, there's an earthquake over on Andy's side. What? Oh God! Get out! Get under a. Get into a door. A doorway. This is top 8. Joe, who closes predictions? Anybody? Why is there a prediction to close? Let's see. Prediction. Manage prediction. Oh, you want to close it right now? Oh. Submissions are closed. Your Discord said top 4. Well, Joe, I know English is not your first language. But maybe run it through Google Translate. All right, that music means the pieces are forthcoming. Here they are. 6F214B. Okay, neither player sat down, but they are ready. Let's make sure that we got them on seat. 6F214B, 6F214B. Yeah, both players have signaled ready. It is the top 8. The winner goes to the semifinals. Best of 5, Pixelandy, Danv. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, Pixelandy, seed number 3 from the United States of America. Andy qualified into this tournament with a 1.68 million. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. He's got a PB of 11.9 million. He's one of the game crashers. That PB, last I checked, is number 6 on the overall score leaderboard. Andy was ranked number 8 in the most recent Premier poll, a ranking of competitive Tetris players. He is a 2-time Stupid Tetris monthly winner. He won our Crunch Mode tournament, and he won our Low Stack tournament just the other day. So a 2-time Stupid champion. Also a 5-time Masters event champion. I wonder which of those 2 accomplishments he regards as most meaningful. He's also a multi-time CTWC gold bracket player. He's played in it 6 times, and he's finished in the top 4. What, 3 times? Yeah, 2 top 4 finishes, a runner-up, made it to the finals in 2020, and he has never finished outside the top 16 of CTWC. He's also our reigning Mega Dasters champion, and a 9-time overall Das Masters champion, inclusive of that. So 8 monthlies, 1 Mega Dasters. So a master of many styles, right? Rolling play style, stupid play style, and Das play style, right? So now we just got to bring back Tap Masters. And like, I think he's one of only, what, 2 people so far, like Dog and Andy, who have won a Stupid Tetris Monthly, a Masters, and a Das Masters. 195 for Pixelandy, 217 for Danv. On the right side of the screen, Danv, seed number 6 from the United Kingdom. He's got a PB of 3.83 million. He's ranked number 9 in that Premier poll. By the way, you can find the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end, or use the PP command to bring it up. Dan is himself a former Masters event winner. He won it back in May of 2023. That was when we ran it Faster Masters style. You've also seen him winning, CTWC France did that in 2025. He's, I don't know, one of, or is he the only player? Who are the players who have done this? I need to confirm this. Danv has won a Masters, a Challengers, a Futures, and a Hopeful Circuit. So all 4 tiers of our top 64 pro and semi-pro level tournaments. He has won them throughout the years. Dan is a 5-time CTWC Gold Bracket player. Best finish was in 2022, top 16 then. You've also seen him playing live Tetris all around the world. CTWC Das in Germany, Austria, and for some reason, did he go to that Columbus? I think he went to that Columbus one. Like, why would you travel all the way from the UK to go to Columbus? Like, why would you do that? And you've also seen him at Boston. Danv, also our YouTube editor. So we could not do any of this. Oh, we could do some of it without Danv. 391 for Pixelandy, 416. That reminds me, I got to pay him for March. 392 for Pixelandy, 417 for Danv. You know, just by editing the CTM videos, it's like Danv comes in second every single month. What do you think of that? Tetris for Danv, 463, 461 for Pixelandy. So Pixelandy hadn't, Danv hadn't made it to the semifinals in a couple of years, and finally made it back there in February of 2026. So just a couple months ago, and he's looking to get back there again. Got to get through a tough competitor here. Of course, once you get to the top 8, everybody's a tough competitor. 536 for Danv. He's got one more burn available for 2019, and he's going to take it. Burning it all the way down. Dirty Tetris, column 10, 1 row up. And Danv is safe and low and in the lead, both in score and lines. Andy is into 19 at 516. Catvinity says, we need CTM editing Premiere Poll. Yeah, I mean, he would be number 1. 626 for Danv, level 21. Andy is still on 19. He's into 20 now, 592. So Dan ahead by 12 lines and about 60,000 points. Mazdavorat. Oh, Mazdavorat. I don't know what a Mazdavorat is, but thank you for your bits contributed to the channel, says Jonas indeed. Commodore Friday, I also want to thank you for your tier 1 sub. You said doodly doot. I can't disagree with that. 651 Pixelandy, 736 for Danv. Dan with a Tetris, 795. Lex Diskia on a 7-stream streak. Oh, getting a bunch of long bars, Andy, and he could not use any of them for Tetris. Finally chunks it down with a triple and a Tetris. Tetris for Andy, 782. Dan ahead 9 lines and about 83,000 points. Sonic Clang, 13 months, tier 1 prime. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tetris for Danv, 906. So we are in what we call the 19 phase. We hit this new speed threshold at 130 lines. Stays that way until 230 lines. The speed will double at that point. That's level 29. Serial number with a $10 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you, serial number. Tetris for Danv, 978, 947 for Pixelandy. It's pretty darn close pace-wise. And now Andy in the absolute score lead. Zelazawi with the sub on Twitch. Thank you, Zelazawi. Danv into 29. He's got the max out and more. A56. A24 for Pixelandy. That is a max out. All right, Danv trying to bring this down. He will do so. So he is low. Andy with one more burn before 29 hits. He's going to take that burn. Not going to wait too long, try to get a Tetris. He's just going to take the burn. B05 for him, B13 for Danv. So close in score. Danv maybe a little bit behind in pace, but ahead in score. Oh, Danv has got to fix. He's got to get bars over. He needs bars, and he needs to get them over. Yikes. And that is going to be a top out for Danv at B63. Chase down target for Andy is one more line clear, and yeah, he is going to get it. So Andy is good in game number 1. Danv had the real-time lead most of the way, but level 32 is going to do him in. Yeah, misdrops on that left side, 5 tap trouble and all that. Man, Andy's got the 1.2. thank you again. Yeah, thanks again, serial number. All right, D97, Pixelandy. Do a little melon here. N-Dog has gifted 10 subscriptions over to Twitch. Thank you, N-Dog. Really appreciate that. Very, very nice. They went to PB Blaster, Mr. Moonstruck, IMG Pro, Rumsies, Flannel Cat, Waffly Cat, Iced Estes, Strange Riala, Nate Dog, and Miko Milk. What? Milko B? Milko. Sergeant Milko. How many points for a Tetris in level 39 if you get it? It's 48,000. So just take the level number and add 1 to it, and then multiply it by 1,200. So add 1, multiply by 12, multiply by 100. N-Dog over on YouTube has gifted channel memberships. That's what they're called over on YouTube. So thank you very much, N-Dog, for that as well. They went to Deborah Dash, I'm Just a Crab, Phillips Family, Stephanie922, Jimmy Ganja, The Truth Abides, Ariel Junka, Haika Juso, The J3799, and Rui SM. Thank you very, very much, N-Dog, for your generosity supporting the stream, both sides. All right, 41C. Wait, 41 Kasixa. All right, looks like Andy is ready. Let's go. Game number 2. Andy is up 1 game to none. 3-2-1 Tetris. I will run an ad after this game, players. Just be advised that I will do that. So if you want to take a moment, that is a good time to do it. Three, 2, 1 Tetris. There you go. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. There you go. All right. So these two have run into each other. Oh boy, Andy up kind of high here. Let's see see what happens. I mean, he's got a ton of material over on that right side, so he just needs to make sure that left is built out. And the long bar goes down. There is a Tetris for him, a skim and a triple. And Andy will survive. He's at 46,000, 76,000 for Danv. So these two players outside of CTM have met twice. One at the CTWC WPL Regional in Columbus in 25. That was in the top 8. That went to a decider. Andy would move on to the next round in that one. They met in Pumpy's one-day tournament back in, last month, March of 26. And I think that was in the Swiss rounds. That was in those Swiss rounds. They have like group stages at the beginning, and then you emerge from those pools, and then you get into a little mini bracket of the top players. They have met each other three times. Yeah, 3 times in CTM. Back in March of 23, that was the Doge month. They met in round 1, and Danv took that one. They met in August of 2025. Andy would go all the way to the finals in that one against Dog, and these two met in the top of that. And then February of 2026, Danv and Andy met in the top 8. Danv would take that one and move on to the semifinals, eventually against Sidnev. So overall in those matches, Danv is up 3 games to 2. 3 matches to 2. $382 for Danv, $289 for Pixelandy. Tetris Man on YouTube says, anyone still sits in a beanie bag when they play? I preferred that for max comfort, smile. I don't. I have a beanie bag, if that's what you're calling it, kind of equivalent. I have something called a love sack, but I actually sleep in it. It's better for my back, I find. It seems paradoxical, although I am now having back problems, but I don't think it's related. Love sack sounds like a euphemism. I mean, it's a brand name of a modern, contemporary, mature beanbag chair. But I sleep in it. I don't like sleeping on a flat bed. I can't stand it, in fact. 542 for Danv, 391 for Pixelandy. Sonic Clank says, I either sit in the office chair or the couch. How do you ever go to hotels? So when I'm at a hotel, I'm able to get, there's like a dozen pillows on that bed, so I can sort of create a topography on the bed where I've got, I need arms and legs all at different levels, and I'm swirling around, just in a weird contorted configuration, different elevations and all that. That's what I need. 640 for Danv, 493 for Pixelandy. But we don't have that here, we're just a flat bed. $498 for Pixelandy, $645 for Danv. So yeah, I got a whole. Who calls it my dog bed? Because it kind of looks like a dog bed. 706 for Danv, 577 for Pixelandy. Well, there you go. There's some more lore for you. $605 Andy, $735 Danv. So Danv, 130,000 point league. Edward P.O., yes. I will post about it soon. $718 for Pixelandy, $822 for Danv. Long bar in for Dan. And they're just 3 lines apart. Dan with like 133,000 point lead. And Pixelandy getting up kind of high here. Deep covered well. And getting some great pieces to kind of fill out the top of that uneven board. It has to uncover again. It just wants a bar when he's got that well open, and does get one over. 760 for him. Danv is set up on the left well, and he has got to be careful. Tetris for Pixelandy, 808, 905 for Dan. And Dan is bringing it down. So he's now back to being set up on the left. And yeah, just trying to bring this all the way down. Finally gets a long bar into that left well. 956. Andy has closed the gap a little bit. Andy's now within 70,000 points or so. Same line count. I've been reading, somehow this Reddit thread came up. I think, was it on Reddit or, I think it was. And it was like people who sleep in reclining chairs. And I was like, whoa, that is what I need to do. So I might find a way to acquire a reclining chair and sleep in that. So Andy has got the max. He is now out in front score-wise, and Danv going to take a very awkward board because he had a dirty Tetris set up down the middle, and it just did not come together for him. Could not get a well-timed bar. Andy, in the meantime, had gotten himself back into the lead while Danv was burning all that and trying to wait it out. And Andy is going to take game number 2. And that's top out for Andy, and he is good. So we're going to go ahead and run an ad real quick, and then we will be back with game number 3. But yeah, I'm like Googling like lazy boy chairs and recliners. It sounds like what I need to do. So the next stream will be the second to last stream. That is on Saturday at 4 p.m. here in U.S. Central Time. That is 21 UTC for all you worldwide people who care about UTC. On Saturday. So we are running out of time to get the prize pool juiced up. We have this and then 2 other streams, and that's it. So that is a lot of road to cover. All right, I will go ahead and drop pieces for the players. D4, B2, B7. Thank you, Joe, for the pin. Sonic Clank says, "Oh, Vandy, I just got a bed frame that can elevate the head and feet. It's kind of amazing. I'm old, too." Yeah, I don't think that would work in a 2-player situation, let's say. Here, anyway. So I know there's ones where you can do, like, you know, 1/2 yes, 1/2 no. Too expensive. Just buy a chair. Okay, D4, B2, B7. Both players ready. It's game number 3. Danv has got to win to stay in. Let's go. Three. They're not even sitting down. All right. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Pseudo Canard with the 40-41 into the prize pool. That gets us up to 65041. Thank you, Pseudo Canard. Very generous. Appreciate that. They're ready and not sitting down. Yeah, this seems to be a thing. I guess Danv doing his best Artiaga impression, you know, like getting ready, not being in frame, not sat down. And then a little delayed start. If Danv like stands up in the middle of the game, then you know. What's up, Mark? Catvinity. Welcome, welcome. Tetris for Danv, 96,140 for Pixelandy. Pixelandy trying to figure out what he was thinking with that one over on that left side. He's gonna fix it. He'll be okay. $217 for Pixelandy, $196 for Danv. Tetris Andy 269. 222 Danv. Danv trying to get back to these semifinals for the second time in 2026. And he's got to win this one to start with. Tetris for Andy, 375, 338. For Dan, Andy is ahead by 9 lines, so it's closer than it looks. And in fact, Danv maybe with a bit of a pace lead. Anna CSTPT says hello from Portugal. Well, hello from Texas. Tetris for Dan. Same line count, 10,000 points apart. Little misdrop there for Dan. Vandy, CTWC this year, by the way. Don't know if I asked before. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 15% chance that I go. I better go. Oh my god, it sounds like a threat. Man. Threatened if I go, threatened if I don't go. 498 for Danv. 591 for Pixelandy. Vandy, you should go so you can win bronze bracket. Danv right now back by 50,000 points and 4 lines. Long bar into column 7, 1 row up. That is a dirty Tetris. And he's going to shift that whole thing back over to the right side. Tetris, Dan 652, 703. Pixelandy, there's another one for Andy. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing that again, serial number. I always get in trouble. Tetris for Dan, 743, 798 for Pixelandy. $9.26 for Pixelandy, $8.17 for Danv. So Andy now up over 100,000 and more. Tetris for Danv, 920, A27 for Pixelandy. There's Tetris for Danv. Andy has the max out and more. He's almost got a 1.1 now. $1.1 and more for Andy. B39 into 29. There's a very welcome long bar for Danv. He's going to open up the right side. He's got one more burn that he can take. And he's bringing the whole thing down. Long bar over Tetris for Danv. A51. He's almost into level 30. He's still backed by about 130,000 points, but he's also backed by, 5 to 9 lines, something like that. Tetris for Danv, A98. Well, S flat. Gets Tetris ready, long bar in, Tetris Dan. There's one, Andy. So Danv back 67,000 points, back by 4 lines. So he's back pace-wise, about a Tetris. If you tie up the lines. There's another Tetris, Danv C35. Tetris for Andy, D21. All right, Danv with a little cleanup here, board climbing a bit. Great movement here for Dan. Andy, though, continues to motor along. Another one for Andy, E25. Danv. I'm going to clean this up. And he is low and clean, but he's got about 30-something lines to work with, and he is back now by almost 200,000 points, and actually more than that. There's another one stung in for Andy, F60, and Danv just cannot seem to get it clean here. And he's got 25 lines now that he's clean to do all the scoring he's got to do. So he has got to be very efficient. And Andy continues to drop in Tetrises. And he has got the rollover and more. Danv with a Tetris D96. And just a lot of burns here for Danv, just trying to stay alive. Andy has got the 1.7 million, and that is gonna seal it. And Danv's like, what can I do? What can I do? So Danv knew what he had to do. Just, you got to get the pieces. And if you don't get the pieces, well, there's not much you can do about that. But a great effort for Danv. It's going to go down as a 3-0, but certainly a better game than that. So GG's to you, Danv. Good to see you here in the top 8. Pixelandy, you are a bracket winner. You have won the red-pink bracket, and so now you get glory. You get the glory of seeing yourself in a red frame with a red fake thing. So there you go. There he is. All right, look at that. Pixelandy. There he is. All right, now you can screenshot it and feel very excited. So we're going to go ahead and report that. We'll show you the bracket once I get that in. I have to pretend that I didn't already put it in. No, it's not. There's no fix, okay? This all is legitimate. We don't script it. We don't script it? What? No, we don't. Okay, let's go ahead and show you the thing. So yeah, we're shaping up for one right here. Red frame W. Yeah, red frame. So Pixel Andrew will take on Texas Tetris Alex T. That is who will be playing on one side of the bracket, and then we're just still waiting for 2 more matches to determine who Dog plays against. And that will take place on Saturday. This that purple bottom left, Critical Lapis versus SV. Winner takes on Sidnev in that blue area. And the winner of that moves on to the semis. And then we'll be prepared to do the finals well in advance, hopefully, of Mega Masters. We're dead set on getting this tournament done before Mega Masters. We got to do it. So thanks, everybody. Well, that is going to do it for me. I want to give a thank you to our beautiful patrons. Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9, Tacky, Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal, Junior, Troy Den, Kim M, Cat Java T, Jason, Sunny, Mila, everybody else in the slide, thank you. Prize pool is up to 650.41. Thanks to Pseudo Canard Serial Number, who contributed today. We also had a lot of subscriptions gifted today. Let's tell you everybody who is now subscribed to the channel as a result. Commodore Friday, Sonic Clang, Zelazawi, Milko B, Waffly Cat, Flannel Cat, IMG Pro, Ice Destus, Rumsies, Nate Dog, Mr. Moonstruck, PB Blaster, Strange Riala, Deborah Dash, I Am Just a Crab, Stephanie Phillips Family, Jimmy Ganja, True to Bides, Ariel Hunka, Haika, the J, and Rui SM, and then Mazda Vorat with the 100 bits. A lot of those subs came courtesy of N-Dog, who gifted 10 over on Twitch and 10 over on YouTube. So thank you very much, N-Dog, and everybody else. So yes, join us on Saturday, 4 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is 21 UTC, and you will see Critical Lapis take on SV, and the winner take on Sidnep. All right, everybody. I am gonna cut stream. I might be back later tonight. I got a few things I got to do, but I might be back later tonight. Maybe just for random PB streams. Not sure. All right. Take care, y'all. YouTube. Trimucius, Tiger White, Elia, Mr. Burrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Twitch. Yes. You and me, Twitch. See you, N-Dog. I don't know what is happening over here, but I am here for it. We're going to raid our good friend. We're going to raid our good friend. We have a lot of good friends. We're going to raid one of them. Take care, everybody. See you guys Saturday. Bye-bye.